rider appears on the horizon of the Central Asian steppe, heralding the arrival of a legendary warrior.
Khutulun, a Mongol princess, rides to challenge the greatest wrestlers of the empire, offering her hand in marriage as the prize. As the dust settles, the warriors realize this is no ordinary.
She comes not to submit, but to challenge the greatest wrestlers of the Mongol Empire.
Each man who loses will pay 10 horses, unaware that hundreds have already fallen before her. This is how Khutulun's legend begins. A woman who will command armies and echo through history. The year is 1260, and the Mongol Empire stands unmatched in scale and power. The empire's strength lies not only in conquest, but in a culture built on endurance, discipline, and martial excellence. Into this world of war and ambition, Khutulun is born, her name meaning bright moon. She is the daughter of Genghis Khan, descendant of Genghis Khan, and granddaughter of Ögedei Khan. Surrounded by 14 brothers, she was expected to fade into silence through marriage. Khutulun's childhood is shaped by hardship, identical to her brothers, yet harsher because she must prove herself every day. Like all Mongol children, she learns to ride before she can properly walk, mastering control while the saddle dwarfs her. She learns archery at full gallop, endures hunger and cold, and survives on dried meat and mare's milk. In the steppe, weakness is fatal, and Khutulun grows strong because she has no other choice. By 10, she rides harder than boys twice her age, and by 12, she wrestles grown men. By 15, she defeats elite warriors, and even her brothers begin to fear her strength. Strength alone does not create legend. Khutulun's transformation begins with a decision that shocks the Mongol court.
Stories of her victories spread faster than caravans, echoing from Mongolia to Persia.
She becomes known as the princess who fights like a demon, the warrior who has never been defeated.
The Mongol Empire fractures into rival khanates, and Genghis Khan faces conflict on every side.
In a dangerous political world, marriages become weapons and daughters bargaining tools.
Suitors arrive seeking power through her, but one by one, Khutulun refuses them all.
Her refusal creates tension until Kaidu confronts his daughter, reminding her of her duty as a princess of the Golden Family.
Kaidu insists her marriage could secure alliances vital for the survival of their power. Khutulun listens, then makes an unprecedented proposal that changes everything. She will marry only a man who can defeat her in wrestling, demanding 10 horses from every challenger who fails.
The court falls silent, for wrestling is sacred, and she has turned it into a marriage challenge.
Some call her arrogant, others insane, but Kaidu accepts, and the contest that will shape legend begins.
Within weeks, the first challenger arrives, a confident prince bringing 10 horses as his wager.
The camp expects a long contest, but the match ends in less than 2 minutes.
Khutulun moves with astonishing speed, feinting, gripping, twisting, and throwing her opponent to the dirt.
Look at the size of the herd.
I have never seen so many. We are at 80 already. These victories declare her freedom. Each match proves she chooses her own fate, and her name becomes legend. Among countless defeated challengers, one contest rises above all others and defines her legend. A champion arrives from a distant Khanate, his reputation echoing long before his name. A champion arrives from a distant Khanate, his reputation echoing long before his name.
He has never lost a match, defeating hundreds across distant lands and rival traditions.
Unlike the others, he wagers not 10 horses, but 100, declaring absolute confidence.
For the first time, whispers ripple through the camp. Could she finally be defeated?
Kaidu advises caution, but Khutulun refuses to retreat.
Victory must be absolute, or it means nothing.
On the day of the match, the entire camp empties, sensing history unfolding in real time. The champion enters first, performing the eagle dance, sharp and powerful from years of victory. Then Khutulun enters, wearing the same attire, yet carrying a weight unmatched by any man. The champion attacks with terrifying speed, forcing a grip that pulls her off balance. Instead of resisting, she adapts, turning his strength against him in one flawless motion.
Silence falls. Then Khutulun rises victorious.
The champion lies stunned, his undefeated record shattered in mere seconds.
Instead of humiliation, she offers respect, helping her fallen opponent to his feet. She offers him a place in her father's army, transforming defeat into loyalty.
Observers now see her not just as a warrior, but as a strategist, shaping power.
This victory is only the beginning. The wrestling ground has prepared her for the brutal field of war.
The wrestling contests that made Khutulun famous were only a prelude to what would immortalize her name. By the mid-1270s, Central Asia stood on the edge of war between rival branches of the Mongol Empire.
Kublai Khan claims supreme authority from China, while Kaidu rejects him as a betrayer of Mongol tradition.
When Kaidu assembles his army, he appoints Khutulun as a full military commander.
Older generals protest openly, claiming soldiers will never follow a woman into battle.
Kaidu silences all doubt with 2 words. Watch her. What follows will prove everything.
Khutulun faces her first true test as a commander near the Talus River.
The battlefield erupts in chaos as cavalry charges, thunder and arrows darken the sky.
She commands 300 horsemen, ordered to flank the enemy and strike their rear. She discovers the enemy reserve waiting ahead, ready to annihilate her force.
In a moment of crisis, Khutulun divides her force, choosing deception over destruction.
By the time the enemy understands the deception, Khutulun is already behind them. Khutulun leads the attack herself, charging straight into the enemy command position. Enemy officers fall before they can organize a defense. In the chaos, Khutulun performs the act that becomes her battlefield signature.
Without slowing, she rips the enemy general from his horse and drags him away.
Witnessing their commander taken, the enemy breaks and flees. From that moment on, no soldier doubts her command. They follow her because she wins.
After her decisive victory, Khutulun's reputation evolves from astonishing to unchallengeable. Over 15 years, she commands forces ranging from small detachments to massive armies. She studies enemy behavior, anticipates movements, and exploits fear with precision.
Her signature captures from horseback turn her presence into a weapon of fear. Her soldiers do not merely obey her. They believe in her. She shares their hardship, shields them in battle, and earns loyalty through honor.
During a retreat, Kaidu's rear guard is ambushed, and panic spreads as annihilation looms.
Without waiting for orders, Khutulun gathers 2,000 riders for a counterattack. What seems like desperation becomes a perfectly executed cavalry assault. Her forces smash through, regroup, and strike again from another direction. The enemy collapses, and Kaidu's forces escape destruction. From that day on, her soldiers name her the Shield of the People. Khutulun's extraordinary success creates a problem she never intended to cause.
Kaidu Khan grows old, and the question of succession can no longer be avoided.
Kaidu considers the unthinkable, naming Khutulun as his heir.
Whispers spread, resentment grows, and allies question a woman's rule.
Her excellence has placed her at the center of a crisis no battlefield victory can resolve. As succession looms, the Mongol court fills with whispers and concealed hostility.
Kaidu believes Khutulun is worth more than 10 of her brothers combined.
Advisors warn that naming a woman heir would shatter alliances and invite revolt.
Khutulun feels resentment harden around her, even among her own brothers. In private, Khutulun urges her father to choose one of her brothers instead. By stepping aside, she saves her people, proving her character as formidable as her strength.
As Kaidu weakens, brothers position themselves, and violence threatens to erupt.
In 1301, Kaidu Khan falls gravely ill, and the Khanate stands on the edge of collapse. In the moment of greatest danger, Khutulun gathers her brothers and forces a choice.
She proposes Horus as successor, chosen for wisdom, not brute strength.
She sacrifices a throne she could have claimed, preserving unity and peace. She pledges her army and her life to support Horus as Khan.
New pressure rises as advisors urge her to marry and conform at last.
Though she relinquishes supreme rule, Khutulun's influence does not diminish. In her 40s, she makes a final decision, entirely on her own terms.
The marriage is quiet, without spectacle, and changes nothing about her authority. Her husband stands beside her, content to share life with a legend.
Despite decades of loyalty and service, Khutulun's legacy becomes clouded by rumor. Later chroniclers accuse her of poison, murder, and witchcraft, without evidence.
Her actions contradict every accusation made against her.
The accusations reveal not truth, but an inability to accept female power.
Unable to accept her reality, writers invented crimes to explain her existence.
History often punishes women not for failure, but for surpassing expectation.
Khutulun's true legacy could not be erased, no matter how history tried.
She commanded armies for over 30 years and shaped the fate of a Khanate.
After her death, her story traveled across continents and centuries.
She proved that tradition is not destiny, and gender is not limitation.
In Mongolia, her name still inspires strength and courage.
She never asked permission to be extraordinary, and changed what the world believed possible.